Welcome back to Get Down to Business. I am thrilled, as promised, to be joined by Nelson Tressler, who is the founder of the I Got Smarter app. And Nelson is truly a rag to riches success story. Nelson, such a pleasure to have you on the air. Thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business.
Appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Absolutely. So you and I were just talking during the break, and you have a fascinating story, which I just want to talk about briefly. As I understand it, you were born the product of a brutal rape of a girl only 15 years old, and your grandfather was sentenced to life in prison for killing the man that your mother identified on the witness stand as her attacker, a police officer. Nelson, what an inspiration, and what a story of how you came from that background. How did that impact you to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I mean, my mom testified at my grandfather's trial that that police officer had raped her, and that was why he shot and killed her. And I talk about that in my book. But things only have the meaning you're willing to give them. And for a long time, I struggled with it. For a long time, it weakened me, and I wanted to get away from those circumstances. But eventually, I got on the other side of it, and I started to realize that, things only have the meaning you're going to give them. And I started to gain strength from it, and started to use that and realize that, what, this stuff happened to me for a reason. And why was that? And it was to, help other people who were born into rough circumstances realize that they're not a product of those circumstances, but a product of their choices.
Absolutely. So now you are a proud husband, father, and have worked in real estate, but many other companies as well. Started over 10 businesses, built a chain of children's learning centers, and own and manage over $25 million of commercial real estate. But in particular, today I want to talk about your role as the founder and CEO of I Got Smarter. So Nelson, tell us what I Got Smarter is, and where the idea developed from.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was fortunate enough to exit a few of those businesses you just talked about. And I was kind of on the, I'm still young, and you kind of figure out, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? You always get that question, if money didn't matter, what would you do? And I saw what a huge difference goals and personal development meant in my life. And I wanted to, help other people. I looked at other people, and I saw them not necessarily living the life that they wanted to live. And I saw that they were only a few small choices away from, designing that life that they wanted to live. And I became obsessed with goals and personal development. And, for the past 25 years, I've used it in every area of my life. And I went into, I Got Smarter, and kind of used all the things that I had learned over the past 25 years and put that into a program. Because what I've realized is, we don't necessarily have a knowledge problem when it comes to, achieving our goals. What we have is an execution problem. And so I designed I Got Smarter, the app, to help us, kind of do the things that we know we were supposed to do when we're supposed to do them.
It's very, very cool. So again, the app is called I Got Smarter, and it's all sorts of different things. I mean, obviously, I want to make sure our listeners get on the website, which is igotsmarter.com, which we'll share again. But it really helps you sort of hyper-focus on goals, a step-by-step process, daily rituals. So Nelson, the important question that I have is, what is the reaction that you've been receiving from people that have benefited from this process, that have clearly worked quite successfully for you?
Yeah, I mean, people who, it's helped everybody, anyone from who's never been able to achieve a goal in their life and stick to it, all the way up to high achievers who have taken their goal achievement to a whole nother level. It's all those little things that are helping people stick to their goals and see them through to the end. There's a bunch of different strategies, a bunch of different philosophies, and kind of the secret sauce is you can invite a success partner partner through the app. And then that success partner is in there to help encourage you and motivate you. And they see whenever you do your morning ritual, you see when they do theirs, but they also see if you don't. And if you don't, maybe they can kind of give you that encouragement to get back on there and continue your goals. Because once you kind of fall off the wagon for a day or two, or maybe a week, a lot of times people throw up their hands and they quit. But the app, through that success partner, helps you get back up and get going on those goals. And then finally, see them through to the end.
I'm chatting with Nelson Tressler, founder and CEO of the I Got Smarter app. And Nelson, in our quick minute before I've got to squeeze in a brief break, your story, you don't talk about that a lot on your website, but it clearly is an inspiration. It sounds like it's more motivation for you to help others to achieve their goals. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just released my book. It's called The Unlucky Sperm Club. You're not a victim of your circumstances, but a product of your choices. And in there, it kind of details all the, some of the struggles that I went through as a youth and even as an adult, and why I became obsessed with goals and personal development, and what a difference it made in my life, and what a difference I've seen it make in other people's lives, and why I'm doing this. Our motto is we want to change the world, one person and one inspiring goal at a time. And I really, truly believe that, people achieving their life's biggest goals will not only change their life, but it'll change the world, and it'll change generations to follow. I mean, my children are not living the same type of life that I live because I learned how to set goals, and I learned how to work on myself through personal development.
Absolutely. The website again is igotsmarter.com. But Nelson, stick around because I've got to squeeze in a quick break, but I want to get you back so we can continue our conversation. Again, chatting with Nelson Tressler from the I Got Smarter app, igotsmarter.com. You're listening to the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. You're listening to Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Get on my website, shalomklein.com, to download podcasts of the show. We'll be right back. Don't touch that dial. As promised, I'm back with Nelson Tressler, the founder and CEO of the I Got Smarter app, but many other business enterprises as well. So Nelson, in our few minutes remaining on Get Down to Business, I wanted to pick your brain. You are a true rag to riches success story, as I said, and would love to pick your brain on advice as our listeners get ready for 2021. What journeys have you had along the way that perhaps you can help our listeners, entrepreneurs like yourself, make better choices as we go into the new year?
Yeah. I mean, I've like you've said, I've started around 10 businesses. So, I mean, I've gone through some huge struggles and trials. I mean, I talk about this in my book. I unknowingly actually hired a man to run one of my children's daycares, who eventually got, convicted of child molestation of a family friend. Fortunately, no one at the daycare centers, but the news cameras were outside there. It was during the Great Recession, so we were barely hanging on anyhow. I owned 6 of these daycare centers, and overnight, of course, enrollment dropped by 50%, and those are the types of mistakes that you never feel like you're going to overcome. But I mean, one of the things that, I've learned in my life is you just can't quit. You can only work on the things that you can control. You can only be honest about it, and then do everything that you can to kind of make the worst case scenario not come to fruition. And, that's how I've gotten through a lot of things. I mean, I've been blackmailed by employees. I've struggled in every area of my life, but I also have had that clear vision of what I wanted my life to end up like. And I'm still working on that process. I'm still designing that life. It's still, up in the air on really what I want to end up at. But I have that clear vision, and I have that direction that I want to go in. And it's just about working at it every single day, having that clear vision on what needs to happen, and then doing it.
So many challenges, but you certainly have been able to overcome and certainly look past the daily grind and the challenge, but sort of have a vision of where you want to go. So with that, my last question for you, Nelson, is what is the part of business that you love, that you enjoy most? You've been in so many different enterprises. What aspect of entrepreneurship keeps you going every day?
I was in commercial real estate as a broker for 20 years, and I just love helping people fulfill their dreams. People would come to me looking for retail space to open up their businesses. And, you could just see the excitement in their eyes. And to actually help people, accomplish that huge dream of owning their own business and opening up their own shop. I've always loved that. I mean, that's why I'm doing the I Got Smarter app, is to help people in every area of their lives, fulfill those dreams and those goals and really live out the American dream of starting their own business or whatever it is.
Well, you certainly have done that. A true success story. Appreciate you sharing those insights, but also all about the I Got Smarter app. So Nelson Tressler, you're a pleasure. How can folks learn more about the app, and how can folks get a copy of your book?
Yeah. Well, the book is available everywhere books are sold, but it's on Amazon. That's probably the easiest way to get it. And you can go to nelsontressler.com and everything is on there, or you can go to igotsmarter.com. The apps are available on, the App Store, so you can download them there. And we're actually giving away the first 30 days free so that you can try it out and make sure that it's something that works for you.
Well, appreciate your time today, Nelson Tressler. Check out the I Got Smarter app. It will help you. And we appreciate you coming here, and hopefully we'll come back to share your story with our listeners. You're listening to Get Down to Business. You can download podcasts from the past 7 years of Get Down to Business on my website, shalomklein.com. Make sure you click subscribe, rate, and review. It makes it easier for people to find the show. We'll be back live on AM 560 next Sunday. So to success, let's get down to business.